I'm Haley, and I have a confession to make. I hate school. School is monotonous, time-consuming, tedious, and overwhelming. Many of my friends feel this exact same way, but the thing that keeps us going is this idea and concept that the light at the end of the tunnel is that degree and that dream job. We hold on to this because otherwise, how would we stay committed? The problem, though, is that this is not the reality for so many people. And it's a reality that Tony Schwartz and Kristen Parath address in their article entitled, "Why You Hate Work." You see, as a person that's entering their professional career, I want to do everything in my power to protect the fact that I will love what I do. I was fortunate enough to have a father who absolutely loved his job. I never heard my dad come home and complain, not once, but so many people do. Not only did the authors write this article explaining this issue and dissecting it, but they also founded a company designed to fix it. The company is called The Energy Project. The Energy Project partnered with the Harvard Business Review to address this and to explain it in a way that could empower people to combat it. So how do we? The Harvard Business Review and the authors of this article, founders of the Energy Project, came together and did a survey of over 20,000 employees. Employees ranging from white-collar companies, business executives, CEOs, powerful men, down to simple factory workers. This survey found that 4 needs can unlock the key to an increase in job satisfaction and ultimately an increase in productivity. So what are these needs? What can we do? The first need is a physical need, a need to renew oneself, re-energize ourselves. This physical need we meet every night we lay our heads down to sleep. When we sit at the dinner table and eat, we are renewing ourselves. Employees need that too, and that's why this survey implemented the option for employees to take 30-minute breaks every 90 minutes instead of 1 break all day. Employees who decided to opt for this reported a 50% increase in the ability to creatively think. They saw a 30% increase in their ability to focus, and they all experienced a 46% increase in a feeling of mental health and well-being. Surprisingly, employees that opted for this not only had all of those statistical things to say, but they also felt as though they were more committed and were more likely to stay at the job when their supervisors encouraged them to take these breaks. You see, when we care for people and their needs, it pays off. That brings me to the second point and the second need, which is an emotional need of value. We all need to feel valued in our relationships. If we're not valued, the effort's just not there. But by contrast, when we are valued, we tend to put our best foot forward. We tend to try a little harder because we're appreciated. Employees who felt valued and supported were 1.3 times more likely to commit and remain at the company they were already at. And they were also 67% more engaged and excited about what they were doing every day. Value is an invaluable thing. Number 3, a mental need, one we all have to have, especially students, and that is focus. With a constant flow of new information, a market that is rapidly growing and is increasingly competitive, it is very hard to focus and prioritize on what's important. And without focus and prioritizing, it's hard to get things done. In fact, only 1/3 of these 20,000 some employees were able to prioritize one thing at a time. But when they were able to and given the opportunity to, they were almost 2 times more likely to complete the task and engage in it. The fourth and final need that has to be met is a spiritual need for purpose. Now, I can recall a time when I was 6 and 7 years old, and my teacher or my mom would ask me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Typically, my answer was something pretty big, like a doctor or a lawyer or a firefighter or an astronaut. That's because we have this deep-rooted and deep-seated desire to have purpose, to bring something meaningful to the table. This single variable stood out amongst all the rest in the survey done by the authors in the Harvard Business Review. This variable expressed that the employees were 1.7 times more likely to have an increase in job satisfaction, and they were 1.4 times more engaged and more dedicated to what they were doing on the job. It pays to pay attention. It pays to invest in people. I highly recommend you read the article for yourself, witness and review some of the wonderful results that the Energy Project has experienced. And as you read it, reflect and think of how you feel when you invest in yourself. When you give yourself the ability to focus, to renew yourself, to have value and have purpose, how much more potential do you have then? And what could happen when you invest the same into other people? Thank you.